Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to our website, sign up for our free membership for more videos like this, emails to our live streaming action, trade ideas, email alerts, and some educational stuff as well. Go there, sign up today. It's free, guys. All right, let's get right into the daily SPY, and pretty much a pause day. We had 100 million on the day. We're up 16 cents after hours, no big deal. But we were 25 cents down on the day. Pretty much a flat day after that beat down 2 days ago. Now we're just consolidating sideways. We talked about this. So if we keep consolidating sideways above the MA, above this trend line, and we continue to go for maybe 5 days, 6, 7 more days here, possibly a retrace back up into the 20 MA, I'm thinking lower prices to come. If we do get above the 20 MA and you're more bullish, well, first you have to get above the 20 MA. You got to get above this big red bar, and you got to fill the gap. And possibly 240.32 in the picture. If it does go higher, looking at 242.39 and then 252.14. Those are mathematical numbers. If they get there, I don't know. But if they do, we'll see how it does, and then we'll see if it sets up for pattern for higher prices, or does it come in and just get rejected. Again, we have a lot of news coming out with the healthcare stuff, and they're doing something, they're not. They're doing something, they're not. So right now, markets are just kind of tied in between that news. So let's see if we go up tomorrow, we go down. But right now, we're looking for more consolidation for possibly the next move down. If you're bearish, you have to get below this 50 MA and this trend line. If we do that, I think we could possibly go down here to 220. But I want to see how this thing goes, how it sets up. That's a target area. Maybe it gets there, maybe it doesn't. Again, we're waiting to see what this pattern develops. If it does get back up here, we could possibly go up. If it stays down in this area, it could possibly go down. So it's a 50-50 shot right now. Again, we're waiting on pattern. Let's go to the IWM. The volume 100 million wasn't bad today. I'd like to see a little bit more, but we didn't get it. Now the IWM, on the other hand, it was up 78 cents. But after this almost 3% beat down the other day, you'd expect a little bigger of a bounce. We did come back right into this area here, which was an old trend line. It's going through price, so it's not like, oh my gosh, it's got to get through this trend line. It's there. It has resistance, and apparently it hit it today, and that's where it pretty much stopped. So you have to respect it. Right now, down, sideways. If we do get above this, you got the 50 and the 20 MA, which is now it's in a little bit weaker stance, but still in the top of the chart. So right now we have a lot of support coming in here. It went into double bottom, popped right back up. So, honestly, we could wake up, this thing's tanking to this, or we just chop around sideways for the next wave down. Bullish, you got to get back above the MAs. You got to get above this big breakdown bar. Then you could possibly shoot for the 140.86 high. So until then, let's wait for pattern on this one. They all have the same pattern right now, guys. Down and sideways. That's a little bit more bearish, but being at the top of the chart, you're slightly bullish as well. But this one's below the MA, so you got to respect that. And let's see what happens in the next week or so or two. Unless we dump, then we'll see, or unless we go straight up, and then we got to wait for another pattern. So that's really possible too. These markets have a mind of its own, and they're a lot more news driven, at this point. Qs, we were above the 20 MA 2 days ago when we had that little bit of sell-off, came back down, filled the gap, bounced up, needs to get back above the 20 if we want this thing to go higher. If it does attack the 132.43, then you're probably going to go to 134, 135. But again, I would love to see, kind of like in a big gap up and then a crap out, and then we could maybe solidify a top in these markets. But right now, nothing wrong. News is coming out, so we're going to have to play it, as the market gives, tells us what to do, basically. So, but with the SPY or with the Qs, wait for consolidation, just like the SPY and the IWM. Let's see what this gives us in the next couple days. Right now, it's really not telling us too much other than a bounce off the gap fill area, and then a little consolidation sideways inside that bar. The DIA, not the DAI, the DIA. DIA, same thing, just like the other two or other three. Down, sideways, holding the 382. We did fill the gap down in here. Let's see if it goes sideways and retraces up, or does it just go sideways here and then the next leg down. If you're bullish, you need to get it back above the MA. This candle here, and then shoot for the 211.59. If it doesn't do that, it stays down here, consolidates. Then look for this thing to retrace here, and then boom, the next one down. If it does consolidate, then you're probably going to blast through the 50 MA and then possibly go lower. But I think when it's all said and done, if we do pull back, this one could be a $190 stock again. But there's some stops on the way, guys. Not going to go straight down unless something really happens and the market's just starting to flush. Or they can rejoice with some great news and they could pop right through it, and this goes to 215, 220, and just keeps ripping. So we're still okay. We're back below the 20 MA, a little bit weaker, but nothing wrong. Again, we're waiting for pattern on this one too. So let's go into the IYT, which is the transports. This one's a little bit weaker. This one should be leading, not lagging. Again, it's lagging just like it was back here. When it went up and this thing was just chopping, the markets were like do 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 do, and then finally the markets topped out. And then this was like, oh, it was almost like, let's get the transports up to see if it could push everything higher. And honestly, guys, it really didn't. A little bit, with the Trump trade, of course, and stuff like that, it all went up. But really, I mean, with this thing rolling, the SPY should have been just ripping where it just kind of stalled out. And here we are. And this one, too, is telling a little story. Comes up to the high, gets rejected, high, rejected, high, rejected. We talked about this trend line being a big, not the line in the sand, but pretty darn close. You saw it hit it, filled the gap, bounced right up, came right to the 50 MA, filled the gap up here, and boom, right back down. So that tells me this is a little bit weaker, but doesn't mean it can, doesn't mean it can't go right back up, get above the 50 and the 20 MA, and keep going up. If you're bullish, that's what it needs to do. Get above the pivot and then roll, get above the trend lines or the moving average, and then keep going. If you're bearish, let this thing set up just like the rest of the market, sideways consolidation for the next leg down. If it does move down, 152, 51. If it moves up, I'm just looking at double top again. If it can't get through here, that's it. If it can get through there, you might go 176, 177, possibly 188. So you have to look for that. So that's what we're looking for on this one. So I had to put my volume back in. I had to pause it for a second, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, so sideways, let's see the next leg down. The market's really give it up. We still have a gap fill here too. So this could be a good bounce area. But if we go sideways for the next 10 days or something, it's really building up pressure to break through there and really go downtown. So either way, if that pattern fails, then it's going to go straight up and possibly higher. So but right now, a little bit weak. So keep an eye on this one. The USO. I heard there's chatter about oil going lower now. Remember, when it was up here, they were telling everybody higher. Now that it's at the lows, here goes the talking heads. Well, oil can possibly go lower. Why were you telling everybody here then? Now, after a big move down, just like this, guys, after a big move up, they're telling everybody bullish oil here. Now it comes back down. Well, we could go to 30 bucks a barrel. It's like, oh my gosh. But we did fill the gap. We did get a short-term bounce. Came right back in today. Let's see if we go down to the 956 area, and if we hit that, gosh, guys, we have some pivots to cover here. One step at a time. We have that. We have a gap fill, and then we have this little pivot there. Ultimately, you have the lows down in this area too. And remember, that was a big trend line we talked about. And look at that, cracked right through, and it's starting to, break apart. If we crack the 956, we're definitely going to 925, and then we'll take it from there, see how it sets up the pattern. But right now, oil's a little bit weak. Have to respect it. It's going to go lower. We'll look for areas for bounces, but I think it's going to go a lot lower than 956 down in this area. But again, one day at a time. Right now, it's a little bit bearish and slowly just coming in here. Remember, this was a pretty big bearish, inside bar, choppy, sloppy pattern. Not the best, but as soon as this gave us this big red bar, I was telling everyone lower prices to come, and that's exactly what we're getting. UUP, same thing. Now we're chopping around sideways again. We did here. It seems to me that they're bringing the dollar down, trying to get the market up. Gold kind of paused. We were 3 cents up, not a big deal. Oil, I mean, it was down 11 cents, nothing great, but you got to keep an eye on this stuff because this is talking to us too. This telling me the central bankers are pulling out back the dollar to try to get the markets back up, and it's just they're like, oh my gosh, we tried it here and it worked. But now we're doing it again, and it's just not working. So let's see if they plow this thing down a little bit lower. We do have a gap fill around 25 bucks in this trend line, but we also have the 200 moving average where it could possibly bounce. If this sets up sideways, just like the indexes, this thing can set up and easily go to 25, fill the gap. And who knows? You got a couple more gaps over here. Who knows? Maybe it fills those as well. Just be careful with oil or the UUP if you are shorting it. But either way, right now, if you're long, you could tighten up the stop a little bit, but you're probably getting down in here. But if you're short in here, you could probably get to the 200, maybe this area. We'll have to see how this pattern sets up. Again, it's all about the patterns right now, guys. And then we're lining everything up with the markets. As you see, when the markets pop today, were going up in the morning. Everything else kind of went up, and when the markets pulled back real quick, everything started coming in. So just be careful with this stuff. The GLD. GLD again, fine. You know, we were telling everybody 115, when I think we did 10, 112, 110 area we added, then we added around 108 a couple different times. Our average is right around 110, so we're in okay in this position still. It did get back above the MAs. We talked about this here. As long as it stays above, we're okay. It came back down. I was like, all right, guys, let's see if this pattern can go for a couple weeks now. If it does and retraces, you might be, you might be SOL. If it comes back down, I'll start buying more down here, but came right back in, got above the MAs, and boom, right back into the 200 MA on the weekly, and then the 200 MA on the dailies up here. So we have huge resistance up here. We even have a gap to be, was the gap filled? Gap was close to be filled today. So let's see if this goes sideways in a bullish manner and then sets up to go higher, or do we just get up? I'm thinking maybe one day we gap it up and go, but we'll have to take a look at that. Keeping a close eye on that one. And let's do the Jnug. I'm not going to do this all the time, but I've been getting a lot of emails about this lately. So we're back below the 20 MA, so be really careful. It's got to pop back up. If gold stays where it is now, comes down a little bit, or just chops around, this will probably bleed. If this thing bleeds below 520 or so, then you're most likely going to gap fill down here around 431 and 383. If it gets down there, I might even be a buyer of this one. I do not play this one at all. I do not have a position in this. I just have a lot of followers ask me about Jnug, so I'm just trying to give support and resistance. But right now, it's looking a little bit weak. Let's see what tomorrow brings us, and then on a weekly close as well, and then we'll try to figure out where this one could possibly be going. All right, guys. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I'm getting more followers, getting more emails. Thank you for the kind comments, and thanks, guys, for beating me up on some of the emails. I get the hate mail too, guys. Believe me. But again, go to my website, StockBookie.com. We just added a new swing trade alert. We sent a couple trades out today. I posted some trades from Twitter, but I'm just starting a new spreadsheet for the swing trades that we're posting in the room. So you got to be a member to see that spreadsheet. So sign up today. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. Do it. Eventually my videos and everything will all be private. I'll still post stuff on StockTwits and Twitter and all that stuff. But the main content for my subscribers, they're the only one that's going to be seeing that or be able to see that. So, but again, guys, thank you so much for watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. God bless, and see you on the charts.